I haven't done a Scrawlrbox in so long, I thought I would do one for this video. Here we go. So we have a little raspberry chew here. Can't wait to eat that after I finish filming. So let's check out this art and the paper underneath. Ooh, it looks like watercolour just by the artist and what they've used. Milky Rat is the artist. And I think it is actually watercolours because it actually says watercolours are a tricky medium. I love watercolours, so this should be fun. Okay, I wonder what brand of watercolours they are. I'm curious. Ooh. Ooh, some Derwent watercolours. I don't think I have any of those. Okay. Always love some good Koh-i-Noor stuff. Very nice. A putty eraser. And then this is the watercolour Inktense palette. Oh, I don't think I have this at all. And the water brush is like one of the tiniest I've seen. It's so cute. Oh. There's a colour variation. The only Inktense products I've actually had in the past are the watercolour pencils, and that's about it. We've also got a Faber-Castell graphite acrylic pencil, which usually means it is a watercolour pencil, which is nice. And that's it, I think. But as always, we always have a sticker, which is nice. I always love sticking these on my sketchbook. And the theme is watercolour wherever. Let's see if we can get it to focus. It's not wanting to focus. And the Scrawlrbox challenge is false prayer. I really love Scrawlrbox's rebranding. I think it looks way more professional and it's just really, really nice. We also have some watercolour paper. I think I actually got this in a previous box because it looks very similar. So I can't wait to use this watercolour paper again and test out these watercolours. It's exciting. So I can't wait to test out these supplies. Let's first test out this pencil and see how it works. It's a 2B pencil, so it can actually get really, really dark, but at the same time it can be quite light, which is nice. I always like a good 2B pencil. Just to show you how dark it can get, let's colour in a block like that. That's actually darker than I thought it would be. Let's actually test how well it can be a kneaded eraser. I think with like kneaded erasers, you definitely need to like work them before they're actually good. The only thing is though, this one's not very malleable. It's kind of getting better the more I mold it, but really speaking, it should be like malleable from the get-go. It's just ripping itself apart. And it doesn't feel like my Faber-Castell one. Maybe I'm being a bit too judgmental on it, but it just doesn't feel like my ordinary one that I have. And it's not doing a particularly good job picking up everything. It's doing an okay job of picking up some of the stuff on the paper. I'm not sure if you can see, it's kind of blown out a bit. I did colour pretty dark. Let's actually test how soluble this pencil is. Oh wow. That is instant. Especially if you do it like really, really dark. Now I'm going to swatch out the colours to see how they are. I know I have this little tester sheet here, but it's always best to swatch on your own paper so you know what you're dealing with. So now we're going to swatch out some colours. Let's start with this yellow. Always good to have yellow in this. Oh, that's pretty. That's really bright and cheerful. I'm just going to speed through the rest of this so it doesn't take as long. So now just doing the swatches, you can actually see the colours a lot better in this clip than in the final illustration that I do with these. So take notes about these colours and how pretty they are because I really liked them. First of all, I'm going to do a picture that tests out the pencil and the eraser, and then I'm going to go into testing the paints and all the supplies that work together. So this is a sketch of Skylar in my Moleskine sketchbook. I've barely used my Moleskine sketchbook. Now, some of you might see that there were lines on this page already before. That is because it was an already drawn sketch while I was on holiday, but I didn't know if I liked it, so I rubbed it out. But I decided to redraw it in the same place for this video. I think what's funny is that I actually got a Staedtler watercolour pencil in a Scrawlrbox a few months back, and I liked that one better than this one personally. I think maybe because it was darker it had a bit more of an impact, I don't know. So I'm just adding some darker areas just so we can get a bit more contrast. I like to add more contrast in my work because it just makes it pop a bit more. I know some artists like a very subtle look, but I'm one of those people who likes it to be very dramatic and impactful. So I'll use my water brush that I got in the paint set. I think I added a little bit too much water. Whoopsie daisy. I think the one thing I really like about watercolour pencils is when you keep doing a really dark area, you still have that pigment left on your brush, and you can do it, and you can use it to effectively do the lighter areas, and I think that's a really cool thing to do. I got some on the page underneath. Whoops. This brush is about as big as my hand, which is not very big. I have very small hands. So just finishing up this picture of Skylar. I think I kind of ruined it in the end, but it doesn't look too bad. The first thing I noticed about these paints were how creamy they were and how nicely they laid down. Just a joy to work with. The colours were so vibrant and just so cheerful. If I would have to say my favourite colour in the palette, it would have to be that purple, because it's kind of like a very subdued, kind of muted purple, which is really, really great, especially for skin tones. It's the kind of colour you don't expect in a set like this. It's one of those kind of colours that you'll get extra, and it's just super pretty. My least favourite colour was actually the red, which is kind of ironic since I used it the most in this illustration. It was the type of colour that just didn't want to change its tone at all. Even when mixing it, it just stayed the same. And I don't know how it did that because I mixed it with a lot of different colours. I even tried layering it. It just didn't want to do anything. I mean, in the middle of the dress, there is actually a desaturated red bit in her corset, and that's really the only place where the red actually changed tone. So I don't know what's going on with that red. Maybe I'm mixing it wrong. I don't know. But that was the only colour I had any kind of grievances with. Now, something that wasn't in the Scrawlrbox was the Kuretake Gansai Tambi Starry Colours watercolour set. It's because I wanted to add some gold detailing, and obviously there's no gold paint inside the Scrawlrbox set. So it was really just a detail that I wanted to add, but it didn't take away from me reviewing what was inside the Scrawlrbox. It also is a good indicator of how well it works with other products as well. This also goes for the Prismacolor Cola Rays brown pencil that I used to line this piece. Now I dare say I'll probably get a question about this particular character. This character's name is Sajini Jenna Robin, and she is actually from my character universe, Marriner. I will say I am working on a video that explains my entire character universe. The only thing is though, it's going to take a while because there is a lot of stuff. It's the whole reason why the character universe is called Mariana, because it's deeper than the Marianas Trench. It's also a pun on my name, so there you go. Also, I have a toy house. I'm currently in the process of trying to move all of my character profiles from my old website to my toy house. So it's a little bit all over the place, and also I'm working on an OC journal to make that video explaining my character universe a lot easier for me. But just so you know, I am working on it, even though progress is slower than I would like it to be, because I want to be detailed and thorough. Other things that I'm trying to do, still trying to set up commissions. I just really want all the details to be figured out, and I know not all the details can be, so I'm just trying to fight with myself over it. There's also videos that I'm currently working through as well. I've got multiple at the same time that are in various stages of development right now. I'm kind of glad I started bullet journaling a little bit. I don't keep up with it as much as I should, but it is helping me slowly through this process. So I'm sorry if I got a little bit too rambly for some people. I do that from time to time, but I would actually recommend Scrawlrbox because I really like the fact that it's random. You don't know what you're getting every month, and it could actually introduce you to your new favourite art supply. And I've definitely used some stuff and brought some stuff based on the fact I got it from Scrawlrbox and I really liked it. So with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can like it and subscribe with notifications on to catch any future content that I will create. At the moment, I'm trying to upload consistently once a week, so a notification should hopefully, when it works correctly, keep you up to date with all my latest content. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!